Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a fresh edition of Cardinal Sports Live. I'm Derek Palaki.
And I'm Spencer Conlon.
Won't you be my viewer on Cardinal Sports Live? Hello, viewer, and welcome to our studio. As I said, I'm Derek Palaki.
And I'm Spencer Conlon.
And this is Cardinal Sports Live, and we're back. We had a little bit of a break there.
Yeah.
2 weeks off. The snow last week didn't help us.
Didn't help us. We weren't on the air, but we didn't miss an episode with you, so that was good.
Well, that's good. It stinks for Colin Bentley, but he'll be joining us later today.
Yes.
Like we said, but we got to recap this last week or so that we missed. A lot happened.
Absolutely. It was a busy season for these Plattsburgh Cardinals, and all the teams, hockey teams, basketball teams, performing really well this season.
Hockey team getting the NCAA championship, the men's team getting to the round of 16 in the NCAAs, the women getting into the second round of their NCAAs. We've got baseball to talk about, softball. We go back to hockey for a second, though. Phenomenal.
Big game there, getting their third national title. And huge victory there. It was a 9-2 victory. So they really took down that team big time.
Now, when you look at the women's team, it seems like they're winning 10-0, 10-1, 11-2. Yeah. 9-2, I mean, coming into it, I mean, you had to believe Norwich was going to be a formidable opponent.
Yeah.
But 9-2 in a championship game, that's pretty
unheard
darn
of.
good.
And, it was kind of a shaky start in the beginning. They were down
they were losing
1-0 early. But they really came out, and once they started, they were not stopping. They were relentless.
Well, you got to look at the way the way the NCAA's panned out. They had to play Williams first, and they were down 1-0 in that game. Then Ali Vacco scores 4 goals. 4 goals in the game for a 4-1 win. That's crazy.
Yeah, and they were, like I said, relentless. They outshot them 49-39, so they had 10 more shots on goal.
They have more shots on goal than any team.
Yeah.
And still,
and that was a theme throughout the season.
That's the
Definitely.
theme. The theme is shots.
Yeah.
I mean, and then the next game when they took on the University of St. Thomas, 64 shots on goal.
Yeah.
1-0 win in overtime. Ali Era with the overtime game-winning goal to send them there. Unbelievable.
And she's a senior, so you can't, top that off. Better way to end the season.
Yeah,
that was awesome way to end the
her
season.
last chance for romance, and looks like she got it.
Yeah, and we can't, just before we move on, Sydney Avison was awesome in the goal. Best, save percentage. That was a record, 97% save rate this season.
She was absolutely tremendous.
Yeah.
But spring
There's other sports.
Well, it doesn't look like the spring. It is spring. There's still a lot of snow out there, and it was like 30 degrees today. Had to don my parka to get into the studio today.
Flurries flying, I saw today.
I don't
Not very
understand
spring-like.
it, but baseball is here.
Yes.
Baseball has happened. The men's baseball team we talk about, they're 7-10 on the season after the SUNYX Skyline Challenge, where they unfortunately went 0-4. They went down to sunny Florida, little change of pace for them from the cold Plattsburgh winds and snow, and they had a decent time out there, 7-6.
Yeah, not too bad. They got wins over Plymouth they beat. McDaniel College, University of Dupec, and Fredonia University. So they had quite a few wins.
Well, they went 2 out of 3 against Fredonia, which is good to see because those are SUNYAC games, or 2 SUNYAC teams going against each other. And they got a 3-1 win there, a 3-2 win there, but 0-11 after that.
Yeah, it was tough. And, but what are you going to do? And here we got Fort Myers 7-5. Nick Lupo, he had a good time down there, 20 for 58, batting .340.
Oh, he's batting phenomenal. .345 average. He's got 9 RBIs. You talk about this other guy, Yuya Asawa. He's batting .341. Yeah, say that 3 times fast. 8 RBIs there. And Joe Kennedy, 2-0, 2.14 ERA. The pitching is a little decent, but we're going to see how it goes. But we've got to take a short break. No, we don't.
Softball.
We're sticking right here. We're not taking any breaks.
Can't forget about softball.
We're going to change the papers. We're going to softball. We're giving the women no love today. I swear it. Women's softball, 2-10. They're having a little bit of a rough patch. Hit me, please.
They also took off down to Florida out of the snow and got down to the Sunshine State.
Yeah, they did get down to the Sunshine State, but they had a little bit of a rough patch. They were not as well off as the men. They were 2-10. They lost their last 4. A couple of games got canceled, which is weird.
But they only
did it snow there? Did they bring the snow with them?
I don't think so. I don't know what it was canceled. I don't know if it's hurricane season or not. But right here we got Brittany Marshall. She was 10 for 33. And she was batting .303, so that was, pretty decent outing, I guess.
You also look at Kayla Rabidou. She's batting .385 with 8 ribbies of herself. Samantha Copobianco, that's an Italian name there, batting .344. She's got a home run, 5 RBIs. The pitching, though, seems to be the problem. You look at the stats.
Yeah.
Kristen Fisher's 0-3. She's got an ERA hovering near 8. Samantha Moss is 2-5 with an ERA just below 5, and Morgan Anderson's 0-2 with a 4.55 ERA herself with no starts. She's just coming in relief appearances, and she's got an ERA hovering over 4.5.
Yeah, and as we said, they traveled down to Florida. They only got 1 win, but it's nice to get out of the weather, I'm sure, for them.
It's strange to see, though, because they were 24-16 last year, 12-6 in the conference, 6-2 at home. Hopefully, I guess when they get home, the records will prove to be a little better. But it's tough to see them, like we said, going 24-16 last year to start 2-10.
Yeah, it was rough, and they didn't perform well, away, so they were struggling big time. And upcoming games we got on the March 29th. We're at Cortland, so we got that game coming up. And March 30th, we have Cortland again, so that's a doubleheader, Friday and Saturday.
3 games there. Okay.
3 games, sorry.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, doubleheader on Saturday.
Doubleheader on Saturday, yes. We're both losing it today. Okay, now, we're going to take a serious break now. We're going to have a great interview with one of the championship women's hockey players coming up. Stick around. We'll be back. Welcome you back into Cardinal Sports Live now. Spencer is out, and we welcome in Allison, or Allie, I should say, Era of the Plattsburgh State women's hockey team. First off, congratulations.
Thank you.
Show off the hat a little bit. Come on.
There it is.
There it is. There's the hat. Champions, the senior. Like we said, last chance for romance. You're a senior, so you're done, right?
Yep.
How does it feel as a senior to get the NCAA W?
I mean, I think it would have been harder to go out as a senior if we had lost,
Right.
But I mean, it's definitely the ultimate win to be a senior, to experience that championship game. I mean, it's indescribable.
Let's talk about the team for a second. Was this expected from day one?
I don't think from day one it was expected. I think at the beginning of the season we had a little rough start.
Right.
I think coach was worried. I think we were worried, but we came out first game and killed Norwich 6-0. So I mean that was unbelievable. And then through the season we kept up the momentum. It was great. And then we hadn't gotten scored on that whole first semester. And then we played Amherst. They scored our first goal against us, and that was right to end the semester. And during Christmas break, I think we were in a little bit of a slump in practice, and that was kind of rough. But when we came up against Middlebury, we got all of our momentum back, and we carried that through the championship game.
Let's talk about the game before that against St. Thomas, though, the 1-0 game in overtime. Your big moment, and you came out and you shined. Take us through that moment. What was going on?
I can't even explain. I mean, my legs were exhausted. All of our legs were exhausted. I mean, they were shaking. I was praying it was going to be over soon in our favor, of course. But
yeah.
We had I think our third or fourth power play of an overtime game, which is, this was it for us. Got a pass from Zais down in the hash mark, and I just shot it. I saw 4 or 5 people in front of the net, and I don't even think she saw it coming, and just like went right over her shoulder.
64 shots on goal
64.
in that game. Was that goalie that good?
That goalie was phenomenal. I have never seen a goalie like that except in practice when we play against Sid.
Wow, very interesting. And Sydney Avison as well. She is incredible in the goal. Talk about her for a minute.
I mean, I played with her since I was about 11, 12 years old. So, I mean,
Wow.
that was being able to play in college and watch both of us win was amazing. But, you know, she's a phenomenal goalie. She always comes focused. I don't know how to explain it.
Now, let's talk about the season as a whole. One of the best seasons. I'm guessing this is the best team you've ever played for?
I think last year's team was pretty good, but as a whole, I think our team was the best team that we've ever had, yes.
Well, what do you credit that to? One loss. I mean, you look at it, 28, 1-1, 15-1 in the conference, and you finished off the season with an 11-game winning streak. That is unheard of. What do you credit to the success of this season?
I think every day we came to practice wanting to play. We all knew what our ultimate goal was, no matter what age we were, freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, it didn't matter. We all wanted it. We came to practice ready. We were relentless. We were going to fight until we got what we wanted.
Let's talk about you, though, for a minute. You're done. You're a business major.
Yep.
Now, what's next for you? You going to head back down to Glendale?
Absolutely. Get me out of this cold weather, please. I can't take it.
So business major, though.
Yes.
So any prospects? You gonna is hockey going to be something that you're going to be around for quite some time?
I
or
hope so. I play inline hockey too, so hockey isn't completely over for me. I'm sure I'll be playing beer league somewhere, ice hockey next to some 40-year-old man who just drinks 6-pack for every game. But no, I'm still going to be playing inline hockey. I'm going to move back to Arizona. I'm not sure exactly where the job's going to be yet. It's hard to get interviews when you're way on the other side of the country.
Right.
But we'll figure it out.
Well, that's very interesting, and it's great to see. Now, you're leaving, and you're losing some other players too. Is this one of do you think, well, we should backtrack a minute here. Women's hockey wins every year, so not wins every year, but is very successful every year. Is this team going to slump a little bit next year, or are there still enough cogs?
I think the seniors are a big group, and I think that we have, built a lot of talent and stuff like that over the years. But I think we're a big loss, but I think at the same time we have a solid group of girls, and I think that will be good for them next year. It might take a couple years, but they'll be okay.
So is Coach Houle worried going into next season? I mean, he's got to be ecstatic about the win this year,
Yeah.
but has he been talking about what he's got to do next year to make this team a contender again?
No, I think he takes it one year at a time, and he's just focusing on, the win now, enjoying it now, and I'm sure he'll come prepared next year like he does every year.
What was your best moment about the season?
Winning. Winning the whole thing was by far the best thing that's ever happened.
Okay, besides maybe the St. Thomas goal, was there one individual moment that stuck out more than anything besides winning?
No, I think the goal for me was the most impressive thing.
That's great to see, Allie Yara. We thank you so much for coming
Thank
on.
you.
Congratulations
Thank
again.
you.
Now, we spoke of Coach Houle. We've got a great Coach's Corner with him. Let's check that out right now. Thanks.
Coach's Corner, I'm here with the women's hockey coach at Plattsburgh State, Kevin Houle. Coach, how's it going?
It's going great.
So you had an amazing season, capping it off with this team's 3rd national title in program history. What are your thoughts even less than a week later now?
Well, it feels amazing. I'm a little under the weather right now, but certainly it's a great feeling. I know the girls are still flying high, and it's something they're going to carry with them throughout the spring and throughout the summer and really throughout the rest of their lives. It's a great accomplishment, and we're obviously really excited about the outcome this past weekend.
So the semifinal game wasn't the easiest game ever. You end up going into overtime, pulling it out with a 1-0 victory. What was it like coaching that game?
I mean, it was a tough game. They're a great team. They played well. Their goalie played extremely well. And, when you don't score early, the pressure builds as the game goes on, and it's 0-0 after 2 and 0-0 after 3. And, now you're in overtime, and one mistake, one great play, is the difference between victory and defeat. And, as a coach, you just have to try to keep the players settled down and play the game the way that you've played all year long. And that's what we tried to do.
Moving away from this season, next season, you're losing a lot of seniors after this year. How tough is it going to be for you to play without those seniors next season?
Well, first of all, it's great for them to go out with a national championship. I can't think of a better way for an athlete to leave a program is with a national championship. obviously all 6 players are contributing members of our team in various ways, but all of them in large ways, and they'll be tough to replace. So I mean, recruiting is obviously something we're working on now and trying to finish up, and there's obviously some big shoes to fill.
It's always special to win a national championship, but to do it on your home ice, that's got to be something different. What was it like winning that game here in the Ronald B. Stafford Ice Arena?
That doesn't get any better than that. I mean, playing in front of 1,700 fans, in your own building, friends, to win it at home in front of a crowd like that is really just icing on the cake for our kids.
Well, congratulations again on a great season and winning a national championship. Thanks for coming on the show, Coach.
No problem. Thank you.
And we thank Coach Houle for that. And when we come back, though, our resident basketball analyst, Colin Bentley, will be sitting down with Spencer to talk about the seasons. We'll be right back. No, wait.
We're still
here.
They don't want to get rid of us.
They don't want to get rid of us. They want to keep us on. We can talk about it. Now, Coach Houle, like we said, 28, 1-1. What can you really say about that?
He's an amazing coach, and he gets the job done, and he's been doing it for a long time, and he continues to do so today. I'm
just getting word. Hold on. Yes? No, we can go to break now.
Yes.
I had a little bit of trouble with that, but when we
Colin's
come back, our resident basketball analyst, Colin Bentley, will be sitting down with Spencer to talk about the season. Stick around. We'll be back. Trailer jackknifed on the 40 today, leaving the 40.
This is boring generic television. The type of stuff you don't want to watch. Room my guy. PSTV is what you want to watch. You know why? Because it's awesome. Look at this thing. It's huge.
To Cardinal Sports Live. I am now joined by Colin Bentley, our basketball analyst. How are you?
Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, of course. It was a good season for both the men's and women's basketball teams, but let's get into the men's basketball team. Tom Curl's been coaching this team for a long time, and they've gotten to the tournament, 5 or 6 times. What do you think it is with Tom Curl that makes this team such a success?
He's such a great coach. There's really so much you can say about him year in, year out. Like you said, I think 6 times out of 11 years, he's made it into the postseason at this point. So a trip to the NCAA tournament, 2 home games this year, and it's not surprising to me. They end up going to the Sweet 16, which Coach Curl said the team said that was their goal in the beginning of the season. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, they lose to Amherst for a second straight year, but it was a great season overall.
Absolutely. And, this team hosted, 2 teams in the NCAA tournament for the first time. What do you think it was like for this team to be playing at home instead of having to travel out and dealing with the away crowd?
Yeah, the atmosphere was absolutely amazing. And you have Eastern Connecticut and Husson coming into Memorial Hall, coming to Plattsburgh to play, MIT coming to play. I'm thinking about the women's team there, but had a lot of basketball going on. But the atmosphere was amazing. They packed out Memorial Hall each night and then end up getting both the victories. It was a great time.
And the graphic was up there. If we could get it up one more time. Shavar Fields, he was a huge part of this team. How do you think, what do you think his role was with this team this year?
His role was great. He was a great player for the majority of the season. Unfortunately, unable to finish the season out with the team, but he helped get them into the position where they were. They end up losing in the SUNYAC tournament in the finals versus Brockport, but nonetheless, I think they ended up in the same position they would have in the NCAA tournament, so it didn't really affect much.
Absolutely. And now switching gears to the women's, because we can't forget them. What do you think, this is another successful team. It's just, repeating, but what do you think this team's success, where did it come from this season?
Well, you got to look at the veterans on this team. Obviously, Kathleen Payne right away. She's just been great for her entire career here. Ends up getting SUNYAC Rookie of the Year in her first year 4 years ago. It's going to be tough for Coach Cole to let her go and the rest of the team. But speaking about others, Brittany Marshall really stepped up down the stretch too.
And what do you think? We're going to break? No, we're going to break. One more question for you.
Okay.
A lot of firsts for this team. They got the title and they hosted it. Again, like the men's, this is the SUNYAC tournament I'm talking about.
Yes.
What do you think that did for them playing their hometown?
Well, you'd love to see it with Coach Cole. I mean, she's been here for so long, and she's really brought this program to the next level. So it was just awesome to see them be able to win on their home court and win their first SUNYAC championship of all time.
Yeah, that's great. And you did a great job out there this season.
Thank you.
And I'm sure you'll be back next season. But thank you for joining us. We'll be right back with more Cardinal Sports Live right after this.
This is boring generic television. The type of stuff you don't want to watch. Room my guy. PSTV is what you want to watch. You know why? Because it's awesome. Look at this thing.
We'd like to thank the interviews, Aliera and obviously Colin Bentley for coming on. Great stuff.
Yeah, and Colin, like I said, did great all season long.
Yeah, the field reporter.
Yeah, and it's great to see him here in the studio. He didn't get in here last week, but he's here now.
I bet he was chomping at the bit for that. But we have something great to show you. It's another senior spotlight. Let's get right into that right now. We're going to keep it a secret who it is.
Welcome to yet another edition of Senior Spotlight. I'm here with senior soccer player Joey Aratari. How's it going, Joe?
Thanks for having me.
Now, looking back on your career, you made 2 NCAA tournaments. You win 2 SUNYAC championships as a Cardinal. What do you think about your career?
Well, I came in with high expectations to just win it all. And obviously that didn't happen, but I didn't get much playing time as a freshman, and looking back and playing a lot my sophomore year, junior year, and senior year, I was so happy to win as a freshman, but I didn't realize how hard it is to win it until I won it again this year. So I'm grateful for that.
What would you say are some of the most memorable moments of your career?
I would have obviously winning the 2 titles, because that's what I came here to do. And then personally, I think being on ESPN with Fabi this year was pretty cool.
Now, I spoke with Tom about that last week. The bicycle kick makes it onto SportsCenter's top 10 plays. What were you thinking when you saw that get up there?
Honestly, I remember staying up till, I think it only aired at 1 o'clock in the morning. We had everyone over, and they got through the top 10 to 7 plays, and I was like, all right, we're not going to be on it. And then 5 to 4, 6 to 4, I was like, all right, there's no way. And then at number 3, we were going nuts. It was pretty cool.
That's awesome. Looking more specifically at this year's SUNYAC championship, you had to win both games on the road. Did that make it a little more special for you guys?
Well, Oneonta the last 2 years knocked us out, and we kind of have a rivalry with them. And they're a good team, and same with Cortland. We had to avenge both losses because we lost to them both in the regular season. So going to their place and winning, especially after losing a lot of seniors from last year and having a pretty young team, it's pretty special.
And I spoke with Tom as well about you guys came back and go to the hockey game and get a standing ovation after winning the championships. What did that feel like?
It's pretty cool because usually at the hockey rink, you know, it's all about the hockey players. Like, they're a great team. And then, like, just to get that from everyone and just see the community, like, support us and everyone clap for us, it was pretty special just to go out senior year like that.
Mm-hmm. Now, looking forward, what's in the future for you outside of soccer?
Well, I'm a criminal justice and psychology major, and I took the state trooper test, so I got my results back. So I just have to wait till they call me, and hopefully I can get into law enforcement.
Mm-hmm. And just one last thing, any funny stories that you have from your career here?
If anyone on the team would know, my family reunion and the freshman talent show, I will never forget. We do our first road trip, the freshmen have to, on the way back, have to do a talent or tell a joke, sing a song, or do something. And usually they're all awkward because they don't know us. They're awkward and they're shy, so it's pretty funny just to see them open up. It's a little team bonding thing.
All right, well, thanks so much for coming on the show.
Thank you.
Let's head back to the studio.
Joe Aratari and Colin Bentley, of course. It's going to be great to see how the soccer team does this year.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, we're in spring. We got a little ways to go. Got summer to work with, and so fall will be here, and we'll see how those guys turn out.
Yep, the spring. We got baseball coming up. Well, it's already here. We haven't had a home game yet, and who knows if the snow and what we like to call your long winter.
Yeah, doesn't seem to end, and I see some warm weather coming this weekend, but
I heard 52
I'm not a weatherman.
I heard 52 degrees on Tuesday. That's like, let's go to the beach weather. So let's hope we can get something there. Hopefully the softball teams and the baseball teams can go to the fields in Chip Cummings Field and get some baseball going on here. That would be great to see because it seems like every time the season comes around, the first few games are canceled.
And even lacrosse is struggling. They had a couple delayed games this week that are
they were supposed to
being
play.
put off. So lacrosse is struggling. All these spring sports are struggling.
Well, that's what's going to happen when you're up here in the winter wonderland that is Plattsburgh. But that's all we have today. I'd like to thank Spencer Conlon, Colin Bentley, Joe Aratari, Allison Era, and everybody else for joining us today on Cardinal Sports Live. Everyone have a good night.